Hey Dawn, today I'm gonna talk to you guys about how I overcame my gambling addiction, how gambling actually helped me get to where I am today, and why I went through that situation and how life kind of looked like before, going into the online world, what I was doing prior to it. Um, Pretty much just trying to connect with you guys, get to know you guys a little bit more, and you guys know me a little bit more. In a sense of, instead of just giving out free game as much as possible, this is also the mindset side of things that I want to talk to you guys about. Get to know me a little bit better again and go from there pretty much. So yeah, 2 years ago I was 18, so I'm 20 at the moment. I was 18 2 years ago, and I started working a warehouse job as soon as I graduated from high school. So literally the day after I graduated, I was working a warehouse job with my brother. And yeah, my brother got me my first job working as a pickpacker, and then I was unloading containers, loading containers in like 35-degree heat, went into pickpacking, and then we got fired. We didn't get fired, we got let go because it was obviously during peak hours, peak time, and then we got fired. We didn't have a job anymore, so I didn't have a job for about 2-3 months, and then one of the boys hooked me up with a job at Kmart, and yeah, I was there for over a year, pretty much 2 years and a bit. And I kid you not, I did not enjoy it. The only thing I probably did enjoy was, having the boys around me, having a good, I guess, crew around me, because I went to school with these guys, and it made it a little bit easier. But the work itself it wasn't something I saw myself doing long term. But yeah, during the time that when I first got my job to that 2-3 month period was when I had a real bad, I guess, gambling addiction. And it got to the point where as soon as I turned 18, I started sports betting, and it was kind of like all I knew is that's all my brother did, that's all most of my family did, was sports bet, put their money against all in gambling in a sense. And it kind of put me in a bad situation, I'd say. But I had to go through that, right? Because gambling isn't something like, especially when it comes to sports betting, it's the feeling that you get from getting one win. It's like no other. And if anyone is struggling with that, I'm more than happy to talk about it with you, because I've gone through that situation. I've gone in depth because of that, and it's something that needs to be educated on. It's something that I want to be able to be a person to talk about a certain situation like this as well, because yeah, it kind of put me in a bad situation. My money wise, it wasn't the best idea. My last $50 every paycheck would go on sports bet. I wouldn't hit anything. As soon as I get paid, I'll chuck straight $100 on a bet. Wouldn't hit, and it'll be the same cycle every single day. I'll go thousands of dollars in debt, in negative. I wouldn't be able to do certain things, and it got to the point where, like I mentioned before, when we got let go, right, I had a couple money saved up, and I guess instead of using that money to save up or take care of myself, I used it all to sports bet, and I lost all my money. I went negative in my account, and we actually were back in New Zealand at the time, and I don't know, there was just one bet I put on. It was like my last $400, and it didn't hit. My last $400, we went to New Zealand, and my bet didn't hit, right? And then I had a couple bonus money left over. I used that. I got a couple wins from it, and then I was able to that excitement feeling that you're constantly watching your phone, you're constantly on your phone checking if it's gonna hit, if that sports bet's gonna hit in a sense. And yeah, it kind of put me away from my family. People asking me like, where's your money gone? I didn't want to tell them because it's such a hard thing to talk about. You just lost $400 on a sports bet. But I kind of needed to go through that situation, because it put me in a mindset of like, alright, I can't do this anymore. I turned to God as well, so my faith improved after this situation. My financial decisions were better in a sense, and I was able to go through a situation like that and learn from it instead of making the same mistake again, right? So I know a lot of people that were in the same position as me would, as soon as they get money again, they'll try gambling, they'll go to the pokies, or they'll do something like that in a sense. Whereas I learned from my situation because of how much debt it put me into. I didn't learn straight away. I started to just do little bets, and then I was able to make, I guess, profit back. But then it got to a point where I was chasing something that's always going to be not up to me to make it, right? It's going to be, what's the word called? Once again, you're gambling, right? You never know if it's going to hit or not. You're leaving up to chance, right? And that was the moment I realized I'm leaving everything up to chance, and I'm leading in my own understanding instead of putting my faith in God and leading with His understanding. So that was a huge turning point for myself, was getting closer with God. Once I was able to do that, my financial decisions were to become a better person with my knowledge. Instead of leaving my decisions or my lifestyle up to chance, I'm leading with God and going with His pathway and what He has for me. And with doing that, when I got my new job, I started to do more research online, started to understand a lot more things online on not just gambling, but how to make money through it, which has brought me to where I am today. So instead of investing money into gambling or sports betting, I invested into my knowledge, my education, in terms of how to make money online, right? So I got myself a mentor to teach me everything I know. From that mentor, pretty much I've gotten everything I needed to know, from the right skills, the right guidance, the right community, and being able to implement everything from there because of the right people around me, in a sense, right? So I think that's the most important thing for me, was instead of investing into a sports bet or leaving it up to chance, I invested into myself. I put my faith in God and got myself a mentor, got myself the training I needed to be able to get to where I am today, right? And 2024 was a blessed year. Obviously a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but God willing, is His plan, and I trust His plan all the way. No matter what happens, it's meant to happen for a reason, and I can do all things through the strength of God, and I know that He has a plan for me is the most important thing. And in 2024, I generated over 6 figures in 10 months. I built a personal brand to over 50,000 followers. I'm currently at 70,000 followers, and my goals for 2025 is to build a similar following on YouTube, and to be able to just be more, I guess, raw with you guys, be open with you guys, and talk to you guys about, I guess, past experiences and to where I am now. So yeah, this video is pretty much about how I overcame my gambling addiction and turned it into, I guess, a lesson and not a failure, right? I turned that lesson into, what am I going to learn from this? How can I learn from this? And ultimately, right, not only just learn from it, but how can I improve from it? Okay, that was the most important thing. And instead of investing into a sports bet, I invested into my knowledge. I invested into getting a mentor to teach me everything I know. And I think that's the best advice I could probably give to anyone who's, I guess, struggling with, I guess, gambling or anything in life, is invest into yourself, because you only live once at the end of the day. Tomorrow is never promised. And the best investment you can ever make is in yourself, whether that's your knowledge, your health, your body, whatever it is, right? As long as you're investing into yourself to become a better person than you were yesterday, then that's the ultimate win, right? That's the win that you're going to receive no matter what. And that's my message to you guys. If you're watching this and you took something away from this video, is learn from your mistakes, learn from your failures. I wouldn't say failures, because it's never a loss, it's always a lesson. And I think that's the most important thing, to make sure that you guys understand that and to move forward from it. And yeah, that's pretty much a little, I guess, a story, a part of my journey that helped me get to where I am. I guess if you guys like this style of content and you want to see more, I guess, raw talking, or me just in front of a camera talking about some life experiences that I went through to get to where I am today, I'm more than happy to talk to you guys and be more raw and authentic with you guys and honest. But yeah, that's Poly Takeover. that's probably takeover done for today's, I guess, YouTube yap. I'm going to be dropping a new video about the 5 high income skills that you can learn after this video dropping. It will be linked in my description below for you guys for some good, I guess, high income skills that you guys can go for. And make sure you watch the last 2 skills, because those are the 2 skills that helped me get to where I am today. But that's me, guys. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love.